Hello. Today we will be working on my friend Daniel from Daniel Elevator's YouTube channel. His iPod 2. We will be disassembling it because it is not booting up and it has a battery that will not hold a charge to enable it to go through the entire boot up process at this point in time. There may be some other issues with it, maybe corrupted operating system or something, but it is stuck. And the most important thing is right now to get it to hold a charge to enable it to go through the entire boot up process as required. So before we get started, I'm going over some basic tools that we will be using. Obviously here is the iPod 2 second generation. That, as you can see, you press and hold the home button, it does not do anything. The battery is completely dead. It does not want to hold a charge. So I have a 39-in-1 precision tool set that comes with some tweezers, so if we need to get into something really small, we have them there. I have a soldering iron, butane soldering iron. When we remove the battery, we'll need that to desolder the battery from the device. And we'll have to determine what type of battery it takes and then order a new battery. We have a few other tools. We have a precision knife set here that I will be using to remove the digitizer screen from the bezel assembly. I have some plastic tools here that will allow us to remove the ribbon cables and such. Also a lifter tool here to use as we need to lift one side of the digitizer screen from the bezel to get to the other side. Also have my volt ohms meter here. We'll use to double check the charge on the battery once we do have it disassembled, and some various hand tools as needed, pliers, needle nose, nippers, things like that that we may need to have on hand. A couple flathead screwdrivers to help lift the digitizer screen from the bezel. It's a very time-consuming process, and we need to have a lot of patience and be careful that we do not break the glass. So those are the tools we'll be using. I am going to begin by removing the digitizer screen from the bezel, probably using this very similar. It's a knife that's like a putty knife, although it's very thin. It allows me to get in between that bezel and the glass very easily. So I'm going to do that. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I'll come back once I have that loosened up, because we want to take our time and make sure we don't break anything. All right, I'll be back. So here we are. I've warmed the device up to approximately 80 degrees Celsius, and which is about 176 degrees Fahrenheit, just to help loosen some of the glue around the screen that holds it on. I've been at this for probably 25 minutes, going around the outer edge with the various tools, the knife, slipping it in there, cutting it gently. The corners seem very well glued in. There is 4 clips on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 3 clips on the left side. 1, 2, 3 approximate locations. 1 clip up in the middle, and 2 clips on either side of the home button. As you can see, I'm using the flat blade. It's more like a putty knife, however it is a flat blade. I do have the screen successfully separated from the bezel on the right side. I'm using a lifter tool kind of just to go around the outer edge very cautiously, because I do not want to break the glass. I'm getting plastic tool, scraping away some of the gunk. It does seem to be very well glued on here, so much so that it is difficult in prying off. The other tool that I have available here is this long, skinny, flat blade screwdriver that I'll be using as I go. I'm keeping my flat blade knife on the edge and just working very, very cautiously around these clips. Like I said, there's 4 on the right side and 3 on the left side. Once I get one side opened up, put it back in the vise and I'll work on the second side. The vise seemed to be squeezing the bezel a little too much, so I decided to take it out of the vise and work with it on the table. I'll continue working on it for a few minutes here and be right back. So I've been working on this again another 20 minutes or so, and as you can see, I have a plastic card here. This is my AAA card, like a credit card. I'm able to get the card in behind the screen. You can see the side piece of the glass here. The corners do seem to be rather heavily glued, so it's taking quite a bit of time to just gently work the corners. There seems to be a very strong gasket in here that's holding it into place, but again, there's 2 clip points on the top. The 4 on the right side seem to be now well loosened up. I'm just trying to maintain progress here and work a little bit at a time using the plastic card. It seems to go well. Just got to do it rather gently. Be patient and just go easy with it. So I'm going to continue working on this and I'll be back in a little bit. I just wanted to show you the use of a plastic card along with the other tools that I described earlier. So as you can see, we're still working on this. It's taking quite some time. I got the card in there. I use a nice gold card so you can kind of see where it is. It's underneath the digitizer screen here, so between the glass and the digitizer screen, I'm sorry. But it's coming off very slowly. There seems to be a large amount of glue under both the home button and the top of the screen. So you have to really go in it nice and gently and slow. It takes a long time. I just keep working it a little bit like this. I'm just wiggling it a little bit, to get it to go in there. Being careful I don't break the glass. There does seem to be a little tiny chip on the bottom by the home button. I'm not too worried about that yet. The glass seems fairly thick. I don't know if you can tell, but if you look, let's see, it's probably at least as thick as that card, maybe a little bit thicker than that card. So it's going in there nice and easy. It's just a matter of taking your time with it, being patient, and continuing to wiggle your tools around and a little bit at a time to make progress. I'll be back. So we've been working on my buddy Daniel from Daniel Elevators iPod 2, trying to do the disassembly process. So far, I have been working around the outside. It looks like I have the glass screen and the glue and gunk that holds that glass screen together pretty much removed. So I'm about to pull the glass screen off very carefully. I have both sides loosened up, and there is the glass screen. As you can see, all the glue was up around the top and around the bottom. That little chip that I referred to, it's not broken, it's just chipped, but you can see that the black is gone from there. We'll try to fix that up. Shouldn't be a big deal. We want to clean all this messy stuff up off of it anyway so that we can get this excellent piece of glass to reseal properly when we reassemble it. So right now, the glass is removed. We're going to go to the next step. I need to see where the digitizer board is attached and the actual screen for the device, how that is attached, and we'll go from there. So hopefully we can, there's the home button. The home button just came off. It just fits in the glass like so. See, there's your home button. Oops, home button fell out. And here's your home button again. So just held on there. There's two little tabs that keep it in there. This is, I'll show you the back of the home button. That's what the back of the home button looks like, okay? So I'm gonna safely put that back in the glass and put it to the side for now, because we'll have to come back to that later. I'll have to get some cleaner or something and clean that all off really good. But the next step will be finding out what we need to do. So we ran into some major malfunctions here. Actually, the outside of the digitizer glass, the cable, you'll see right here, the end of it was attached, which I didn't know, so that broke. We'll have to get a new one of those when we reassemble. So it's a good thing I didn't order parts yet. Right now I'm about to take that cable off. It should be just flip up that clip like that, and that cable comes off, and that's all it really is that. The next thing I am going to work on is this copper strip up here at the top. We'll remove that so that we can remove the LCD screen, and then that should enable us to get to the battery. There is supposed to be, I don't know if you can see it, a small Phillips head screwdriver or screw bit right there. We'll have to take apart, and that'll take the LCD screen off. So that's what I'm about to do next. All right, so I've removed the very small, hopefully I don't lose it, I don't know if you can see it, very, very small Phillips head screw. It's a good thing these tips are magnetic. That's what's holding that little screw on there. Don't know if you can see it. Done that. And I have pushed, let's see, can you see? Let's see. The copper strip that holds the LCD screen. Along the top there, I pushed that so that I can now hopefully release the LCD screen. By moving the LCD screen, we should be able then to get to the battery of the device. There we go. I heard it. I'm lifting up the LCD. It's a communicator. Hello. No, not quite. So there's a foil backing here. We pull that foil backing off. See how I did that? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we'll remove that or put it to the side. And then we'll have to discover just exactly, it's just a foil backing with a glue strip on it. There we go. Foil backing removed. Put that with our parts. And we need to, oh geez, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Phillips head, little teeny tiny Phillips head screws that we will have to pull off in order to get to the battery behind this metal part here. I'll take the screws apart, or screws off, and get back to you. So, we now have the logic board disassembled from the device to see where we can get to the battery. And you'll see the battery type is noted. I don't know if you can see real well or not. My eyes are somewhat bad, but it's a lithium ion 3.7 volt battery. It's assembled in China. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get one, but it has a manufacturer's part number, APN number 616-0462. The VPN number is DAP 284864PB. It's a lithium ion polymer battery, 3.7 volts. As you can see, I still have connectors onto the logic board. I'm going to see what it's going to take to get a new battery to replace it. Now that I have it disassembled thus far, I'm going to research the various batteries that will work with this unit, and then we'll see what we can do to replace it, and then in the future do a reassembly. You can see on the inside of the case, it looks like this unit is 12 years old. It was made in 2008.